What is up, frog friends and fam? Welcome back to another edition of Marketflow, powered by Thor, presented by me, Mode. We have got some red candles in the charts. Red candles, I mean, what do we do? Do we start selling out of our bags? Is crypto going down? Is the bull run over? All your favorite influencers probably told you they called this as the top, right? Well, let's get in the charts, take a look. We see red as opportunity. We see red as times to load up for the bull. Remember, we had Thor predicting this short here for Bitcoin that we still may not be through with, right? We've been in this short play since about the 20th of May when the RSI topped out. We entered this range 70K, just over 70K for a short. And Thor has been calling for 64.4 to be the range where that the take profit won for this short. Are we going to keep dropping down to there? Well, everyone seems pretty bearish right now. We are printing on the downside of both the short term and the long term EMA. We're also have lost the support of the RSI and we're printing down below neutral. So we very well could see this short fill out. Thor did have a call in this range, but it was invalidated by one of these last pumps here. However, I do see the ranges that we talked about, 62, 56, and the 52 still being good DCA areas if we see them again. How many times did we find strong support in this range here at 62? We barely tapped into this 56, jumped away from it. Obviously, that was another strong support. And if we lose this zone or this fair value gap here, I definitely see the 52 still in play. Now that we've failed to break out and we are turning back down on the EMAs and both the RSI, I do see this 56 range and all more probable and definitely possible. I think we could range for a little while before we break out. If we do get to these levels, we know where to DCA. If we lose those levels, Thor has some calls that are almost kind of scary looking, right? 42 to 43 zone to load up, an area down here at 32, and an insane zone down here at 17K as an area to load up for a long, and that's a juicy one. If we were to hit that call is over 100% profit point that Thor's calling in that. However, those long calls down there, as we mentioned last week, the only thing we need to invalidate those long calls is to break up past this local high. We get past this local high, Thor invalidates those calls, and I'm sure we'll get some more longs posted, but just not that deep down and bearish. Just before the stream started, we got a new call posted up here at about 83 to 84K for Bitcoin. Again, if we look at the call and we extend back, what are we looking at? We're saying if we break out to this 83 to 84 zone, look for a retrace to come down and retest these tops, right? What has been resistance, 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 resistance. We're going to come down and test that for support before continuing to break down, or just a basic retest, retest of an area of a zone looking to find support on these resistance, on these tops. We need to find that resistance before continuing up even more bullish. I do think whenever it is, it may be some time. We may not be going there right now. This call may not come for a couple weeks, even sometime. We'll see. That's why we watch the charts. I do think when we get up into this area, this is going to be the time where we're going to see Bitcoin dominance start to recede a little bit. And I think we're going to see altcoins start to take off at that point. But right now, Bullish scenario, we're still looking at a possible retest here at 74,000, down here to 67. Basically, where we're sitting exactly right now is the take profit zone from this short if we break the all-time high and still find resistance. If we break right through all-time high, we have a short called here up at 84. Remember the DCA zones if we break down. Red is opportunity. Red's not an area to get shaken out of your bags. Going on to Solana. If we look at Solana, we'll tap in here on THOR. If we look at Solana, we still have several calls stacked together. You'll notice 270, 270, 202, 202. So strong signals on the 4-hour and the daily for some of these zones. So I still think that even as we start to climb, there's going to be some volatility and some retests in these areas. We are very, very close. We all but entered a THOR long call here at 144. So keep this in mind. If you're watching the stream now or playing this back soon, if you see this call, you know there is a THOR entry here at the 144, 143 with a take profit of 8%. And one thing to notice again, look at where the take profit is. It lines up with this same zone that has been very significant. We identified this zone quite a while ago. We blew right through it. We fell right through it. We found resistance right on the top, resistance right on the top. Then we blew right through it again, right? Now we've tested and fallen through. And this is saying if we hit this zone, we could meet resistance because this has been a significant zone. So at least take profit. We could blow right through it, keep moving, or we could meet resistance. That's why THOR calls an entry and an exit point. Keep that in mind. This is a nice one. If we continue to break down with Sol, if we go into the bearish scenario, if we lose what's been this support at the, let's just call it 130, 125, 130, we do have some calls low down here at 67, 65, 66, 67, entry point. However, just like we saw with Bitcoin, if we break this temporary, I'm calling it temporary because I think we will break it. If we break this local high, once we break that local high, that call down there at 67 is invalidated. So what are we looking at? We're looking at an area to find, enter the THOR long. I still think if we get down here again, retesting this top, we've got one tap, two tap. If we get a third tap and strong support, it'll also be on a longer term uptrend support. I think this area of 135, somewhere in there, if we see this and we stay on support, could potentially be one of your best entrances for the rest of the bull run. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Keep paying attention to THOR. Now, if all of this is confusing to you and you're like, man, you have just said a whole lot in a very short amount of time, and I still don't know where to begin. Let's backtrack. Let's make it simple. Let's log in here to AutoThor. AutoThor trades Solana for you. All those THOR calls, those entrants and entrants for longs and shorts and everything we just talked about can make it automatic. And if you weren't selling Sol at 200 and just buying it back, if you weren't selling here on the way up in the 180s, and if we log back to 200 and now buying, increasing your bags back down here, let THOR automatically sell on the way up, buy on the way down, right? It will stake your Sol that it's not in a trade. It'll stake USDC that's not in a trade. Basically, whatever the smartest position to have your portfolio balanced between Solana and USDC and staking the Sol and staking the USDC you have, AutoThor does it all for you. Our current users are experiencing near 44% average P&L from the contracts, and we have just over 1.5 mil TVL locked, which I expect to greatly increase upon the next Thor pump, and as soon as people are bullish upon crypto again. The more frogs you got, the more you save. All you're taxed on is your profit. Don't make profit, it's a free contract. Make profit, you're taxed on your profits, and the more frauds you have, the less taxes you pay. But, guys, if you're having trouble understanding how to take the manual calls, how to look at charts, please look at AutoThor. Do some more research. This is not financial advice. Do some more research, see if it's right for you. Looking into Kira, what powers our ecosystem behind frogs, AutoThor, ties everything together. All I'll say is, looks like we're still in accumulation, and we're going to go right past it. Do what you will with that information, especially if you look at the max total supply and the fully diluted market cap. Okay, yeah, moving on. Great call by Rumpty. He leads the Cyber Dojo on Mondays in the Cyberfrog Discord. Brought to awareness this great position we've got right here, looking at shadow. If we look back in history, we had a fair value gap established here, and we look to be finding support right on top of it now. Good call, not financial advice. Do your own research, but if you're bullish on shadow, this may be an area for you to look to load up. Everything has been kind of red on the week, You see a couple things are green, but on the week we've been about red. Guys, this is opportunity, not times to fold out, but this is opportunity. This is opportunity to get good entries on the coins that you want or maybe need to DCA on. It's also good entries to cut your losses on shit coins. And I don't mean meme coin shit coins. I mean just coins that are not going to do it. Coins that are not going to come back. Coins that were not good investments to start with. Cut your losses now and cycle them into a coin that's giving you good entries at these lows. Reds equal opportunity. Remember, Frogs Fuck, Thor Prince, AutoThor is here for you if you're having any trouble understanding what we're talking about. If you want to learn more about manual Thor and how we are making these calls each week, how we are nailing this 8%, this was more like a 10 or 12% short. Yeah, we got over 10%. If you weren't expecting Solana to fill this short, maybe you should be on Cyberfrog Discord on Mondays for Cyber Doja. Maybe you should be on Cyberfrog Discord for Tuesdays for Marketflow. Maybe you should be in Cyberfrog Discord on Wednesdays for trading with Mr. Stop Loss. Maybe you should join us on Thursdays for Marketflow. Maybe you should join us on Thursdays for Decoding with Dregs. And then on Fridays, we've always got the Twitter Spaces. If you are not in the know of the market, it's on you, because we're sharing what we got going on over here. Frogs Fuck, Thor Prince. See y'all next week.